wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Solitus tuo, usuncarum, ungularum, delectatque contremescit me. Intro.
Turn this down. But the energy's still gonna be high. But I turn this down. Yeah, here's the spouse.
You could keep it close here.
Are you the spouse?
Yeah, he's primary.
That's hot. Imagine Neil Diamond on a guitar and he just goes, shy, shy, shy. That's Neil Scheinman.
Neil Scheinman. Hey, Elmers, it's one more trip down the old dusty trail with your favorite three. It is we. It is Rob. It is Bill. It is me. And it's 13th Elm. Let's fucking chop it up. We don't have time for pleasantries. Show me your fucking wieners, boys.
What's up, idiots?
Hey, chopped and screwed. Alrighty, that's what you get this week, and that's what you're going to have to settle for in your memories. The Shining, 1980, Stanley Kubrick.
Ever heard of it?
It's based on a book.
Stephen King.
1974, the book was written.
We do love Stevie K.
We're horror fucking nerds. How could we not love Stephen King? And that's how we came to this week's pick, really. It checks so many boxes. It's Colorado. We'll get to it. It's The Shining, Kubrick, King, Winter. It's brutal. It's disgusting. It's really good. So this film was actually written or adapted from a novel that Stephen King had wrote while he was visiting Colorado, Estes Park, out by the Rocky Mountain National Park, and staying at the Stanley Hotel, which we've all been to, right?
We're here now.
We're here now.
Yep, we're here now.
Before, this is my first time. I haven't been here before to stay.
Yeah, okay.
I'd visited. But,
Okay.
But yeah, never.
While we're in the room, baby.
We are in the room.
We're on location.
This is the legendary room where it all happened. And the film was
Where he
inspired
wrote it.
by the book,
Oh.
which
You've
the
seen the
book
movie.
was inspired by this room. And King struggles with alcoholism and just being in here in a cold winter and seeing the isolation. And there's lots of cool plaques and stuff around here where it's like showing the like roads in the 1920s and how they're all carving out the ice and everything. Okay, so the Stanley Hotel is actually named after the man who invented the Stanley steamer. This is he invented the steam engine, and so the steam engines would be used to cut the ice and plow all of the roads.
I've seen that movie.
To get to Estes Park and whatnot, and through the pass in the mountains. And King was, getting all drunk and coked out and hitting his keys on his typewriter in this fucking big ass hotel, and came up with a classic.
Big ass book.
And then Kubrick made a big ass long movie about it. Put Shelley Duvall and Scatman Crothers and of course Jack Nicholson in there, and made one of the all time heaters. We watched it. Let's talk about it while we're here.
I mean, it's the fucking Shining, right? You've seen it.
If you haven't, stop right now and go watch it.
I mean, there's no reason anyone's listening to this podcast, period. Or if you are, you've seen The Shining. This is one of those horror movies that non-horror fans, if they haven't seen it, they know enough about it. They could tell you the plot and specifics, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and
most of your parents have seen this movie regarding how old you are.
And that is a feat in and of itself. You can really only say that, in my opinion, about a handful of horror movies. And like just off the top of my head, it's like Exorcist and Jaws, like it's in that
Halloween,
camp. Maybe.
But yeah, this one is firmly there, if not at the top.
Because it's not, I mean, there's money and time and talent
Kubrick
behind this fucking movie. and time. And man, this was not a hard or not an easy movie to make. It took so much longer than I thought it was going to. And as we'll get into, and as a lot of people already know, Kubrick was not the nicest director, especially of how Shelley Duvall was treated and everything, but it also led to one of the greatest movies ever made. And it's The Shining, and it's fucking good. And it's Colorado, and we're here, and it's spooky.
It's a little spooky.
It's the same carpet.
Yeah.
But I mean, that room service cart was really squeaky.
Oh my God. What did you get?
Terrifying. I got a prime rib, potatoes gratin, asparagus. What did you guys get?
I had the lamb medallions. I also went with the potatoes au gratin because it did sound good, but I just did a green salad. It was like a fresh salad. I don't know. It was like a winter salad, so it was like roots and like it was fresh, but I don't know. I was like wanting a berry or something. I should have known better than that.
Yeah.
Really should have.
Well, I didn't realize how seasonal and like farm to table or like this is
There's
pretty
like
cool.
3 feet of snow outside.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, the greenhouses and stuff. It's pretty cool. For those of you who have never been here or look into it, there's actually 3 different hotels on the compound, and one of them is like historically preserved from the original construction, or probably a remodel that shortly occurred after it. And there's tons of information out there for it. But yeah, this is a trip, man. Recording in here is not the easiest. Getting an internet connection up here is not awesome, but luckily we're not far from town, so we'll be able to upload this probably at the same time. We'll just have to record it separately, so it'll be interesting. But we're in room 1408, just like the movie, and
Exactly like the movie.
we're gonna be safe because it's just a movie.
Yeah, none of us have problems with drugs or alcohol, so.
Well, I don't because
No.
I quit. So I'm like Jack in a lot of ways. I'm sober. I'm on the straight and narrow.
I
On the wagon.
Yeah.
I snagged the bar menu, thought it was the dinner menu.
The
So-
cocktail names didn't tip you off?
No, so the writing
There is the
underneath
porterhouse porter.
the
And the
underneath
Whiskey
the,
Manhattan.
underneath the descriptions, the text was really small, and I was like, oh, a lot of these sound good. So I got a 4-course meal. I accidentally just got 4 flights of hard alcohol.
Wow.
So I'm gonna be hungry, and I'm not saying if you have leftovers.
So you had 16 samples of hard alcohol, and you just like, this looks like food.
Well, I got it was called the Bourbon Flight, and I said that's a little weird. I said that's a little weird.
I've always heard it called surf and turf, but they say bourbon flight.
So I got the Bourbon Flight. I ordered it blue, so I got 4 shots of Johnny
blue curacao. Oh,
So whose bill is this on?
it's on Bill's bill.
It's on the 13th and Elm company card, which
Oh fuck!
Which, I
Your
don't
dad is
know.
gonna be pissed.
I thought
Fuck.
we maxed that out getting our sound editor out, graphics designer out last time.
Guys,
To Australia.
Frank
oh
Arthur's
yeah,
gonna
those oh yeah,
fucking
we're
lose
racking
his-
up. It's fine. It's fine. You know what's not fine? Jack Nicholson.
He's insane. They're like, can you tone it down a little bit in the beginning of the movie? Because you're being a little too creepy, and we need to build it up slowly.
God, he's so good though.
Oh,
And
he's
even at
amazing.
I mean, at the beginning, it's like, this is
How
The
men in
making of a
60s
madman.
treated their people and their family and wife
Yeah.
and child.
yeah,
Like
it's-
mildly tolerated them at times.
Oh, it's terrifying. Have you guys read the book?
No.
So I fucking
Read
yanked
it like once.
I yanked it out, and I was like,
15 years ago.
I was like, this is fucking dope. I'm gonna read a third of it on the plane, a third of it at the hotel, and a third of it on the other plane. Did not go on said plane. It's still sitting next to my bed, so I haven't read it, but I've heard it's even more brutal, especially the scene about how Danny gets hurt.
Well, the book. Okay, so Stephen King has a lot of issues with this film. He's apparently like revised his public opinion about it, so like
Shocker.
it made him a lot of money. Let's be real. Yeah, and this is like some of the shit that put him on the map because like boom, 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 you had like Carrie, The Shining,
Boom.
Misery, or like
Lawnmower
heater
Man.
after heater after heater. And so initially he didn't care for this film so much because it makes Jack really unsympathetic. Like he's not an identifiable character at all in this movie because you say even in the beginning it's like tone it down. You're like, oh, he's going insane. He's gonna be a bad man. Like just when he's describing what when they're on the road
Just the way
going
he
out
talks.
there and the
Yeah.
way he's talking to Danny, you can tell. But in the book, he's a lot more sympathetic early on, at least. I feel like you identify a lot with him, and you're like, well, he's not like that was a mistake. And like one of the things that he does in the book that they leave out of the movie is how he loses his job. He gets into an altercation, a physical altercation with one of his students, and it kind of sets up what's going to happen down the line with his physical altercations as it's described with Danny and as Wendy, and then as everything occurs at the Overlook. But it's like he was picking on his son and different things like that. Like, you know how Stephen King makes real slime bags seem like real people. He's just so good at adding character to his characters, whether it's their way they speak or anything else. And you like Jack before you realize that you can't trust Jack. And after you've realized you can't trust Jack, you're having a hard time not identifying with him. And in the film, he does go off, or he does come off as just really unredeemable. And even in the book, when it's talking about him like throwing Danny against the wall and dislocating his arm and breaking it and shit, it's like, this guy's got I don't know. King writes it in a way where he's like, yeah, but that was different then, and like it's like if you're gonna root for anybody to get better, like you have to believe in them, and he's doing all the right things, and like you know where it's gonna go because you picked up a book written by Stephen King. But fuck, man, the thing about King characters is we all know them.
Yeah.
And I know a Jack Torrance or two or more than
Yeah.
I care to, and that's what's scary. That's
Yeah.
what's terrifying about all the stories.
Yeah, no, I knew we were gonna, get to that eventually, but that's introduced in the movie pretty early. Is that Jack, had a problem with alcohol and hurt his son, Danny, and hasn't had a drop, but I mean for 5 months, which I mean, is no small feat, but still, like as a viewer, like you said, you don't trust this man. The minute he opens your mouth, you're like, that's a bad guy.
Yeah.
That's a big bad guy. No, I mean, really, the intro where he's in Denver and being interviewed, his whole demeanor, and we've all seen this movie, so it's hard to dissociate what you already expect and what you know, and seeing a movie a second time. But he just seems fucking evil and scummy from the very beginning, before he's even like introduced to the family and stuff. He just, I don't know, self-serving, but he's proper creepy. The eyebrow game is on point.
Oh yeah,
They,
the eyebrows.
like, I can't imagine anyone else in this role but Jack Nicholson ever.
No, and
He's
did
the
you
best.
see who they were considered?
No.
Robin Williams and Robert De Niro, I believe, were the two.
Both of
Yeah.
those guys could have done great
Could have
jobs,
done
but it would have
great
been
jobs.
different.
Front
It would have been
runners.
so different. And
Yeah.
who knows what it would have been. And how does Williams work with Kubrick and everything? And what is De Niro willing to put up with after being treated like a king in all the Scorsese films and The
Right.
Godfather and everything along the way? Like, is he going to be... And does he need it? Like, this is a film
I cannot
that is born
imagine
of circumstance.
De Niro as Jack.
Oh,
I just
but
can't.
dude,
And
Taxi Driver?
I love. So that I can't remember the exact reasoning, but I'm pretty sure Kubrick said something on the lines of he saw De Niro in Taxi Driver and was like, "No, this guy has too much empathy. Like he's not psychotic enough." But he saw Jack Nicholson in something and was like, "Yeah, like this is the guy."
I wonder if it's
I don't remember.
Shop
that
of
Little
Horrors?
Shop of Horrors, the Corman version where he's
I
like...
know, I would have remembered if it was that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember. But
And it's different. It's a different type of crazy, but it's good.
yeah,
But Nicholson in this one, yeah, man, he is just a powerhouse. And there's a lot of criticism about Shelley Duvall's performance. I know she was like nominated for a Razzie at the time or whatever.
Really?
And, yeah.
that's fucking
It's insane.
insulting.
They also nominated Kubrick for worst director for this film for the Razzie, and I think they both won those Razzies, and then they rescinded the Razzie to Shelley
That's, like,
Duvall
actually
in light
upsetting.
of how she was treated on the set and more things that they learned. I don't know.
How
All
about
I-
how fucking incredible she was?
Yeah, no shit. Like she's actually.
Jesus Christ.
There's some scenes where she's running around with that dull ass knife for a long ass
Yeah,
time.
It's a little silly.
But
yeah, and it's
like,
kind of like do something, but
But what I will say about Wendy is she does like something that very seldomly happens in horror films. She does everything right.
she acts
She
like a
keeps the
rational
knife.
adult.
She keeps the weapon. She
Yeah.
gets her son to safety.
Yep.
She makes sure that the door stays locked when she puts the bad guy in after knocking him out, and she
Yep.
locks something like firmly. Like it becomes unlocked through magical ghost hotel powers.
Yeah, like there's no.
We can get into that.
She
We
can't-
will.
Yeah, she can't foresee that coming. Yeah, like you said, she acts
Logical
as
and
she should.
yeah,
And
for
the
anybody
fact-
in that situation.
And the fact that she does so well, like, I mean, yeah, she's gonna fucking run around sometimes not knowing.
Because what the fuck would you do?
Because what the fuck would you do,
Yeah,
motherfucker?
do you-
I wouldn't have handled the situation like
Do you
that.
believe in
I-
ghosts, either of you?
No, fuck no. Are you kidding me?
I believe in like what's fucking happening, and I know that sounds silly, but like if I'm in her shoes, I believe in anything.
That's not what I asked, but yeah.
Well, you know what? Okay, do I believe in ghosts? I fucking no.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, answer
So
the
like that
question.
shit's going down. You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Oh, I'm freaking the
You're
fuck
freaking the
out.
fuck. You're
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
the geek out.
I immediately believe in ghosts. I'm killing myself.
I'm
Honestly,
getting
I'm throwing
out of that
like,
hotel.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna become a ghost in that hotel.
Cool.
for yourself.
Cool.
I'm a ghoul.
Yeah, you're-
Estoy un fantasma.
Yeah, and you
God,
have to
dude,
be
I'm
British.
so sick and fucking tired of people that are like,
Phantasmos.
man, who would you have on your team for the ghost apocalypse? I see one ghost.
Patrick Swayze, no
I'm
doubt.
killing myself in the same minute. Same with a zombie. Zombies are real. Dead.
Game over.
I'm dead.
Yeah,
Done.
there's so many kinds of zombies. It could just be like weird human rabies.
Dead.
Okay. It
Him.
seems like a hard leap.
Don't
but
ever
Yeah, if
go
they're, like-
to Hollywood.
if they're like rotting and like have their brains exposed and stuff, like that's wild. I don't know if I'd straight up kill myself, but like
I can do it for you if you need
a
it.
real life fucking zombie
A
came
real
into
life
this
zombie.
apartment and just tore
Yo.
into Michael, ripped his fucking throat out, and came up to you and you fought him off and killed him, the next thing you're doing is not killing yourself?
I don't think so.
That's crazy to me. I'm dead on the spot.
I feel like you jump to that conclusion often.
Oh my god, if someone cuts in front of me in line,
Dead. God,
I'm getting
one
the
time
closest sharp fucking object
I
can
remember that time
find.
you had that like flat soda and we had to stop you.
You had to hold me down, yeah. Because I kept trying to stab myself in the throat with the straw.
yeah.
It was one of those metal straws. You could have actually done it. It would have been more like an emergency tracheotomy,
I
but
could have done it, but I kept missing and hitting the people sitting behind us. We got kicked out of that
did
Wendy's.
get kicked out of that
really
Wendy's
fast.
real quick.
Dude, I haven't
They
been
said,
back
"Sir,
to
don't
Wendy's."
bring your straw in here," and you're like,
You
"I have
can't
to."
bring your own metal straw and stab the people sitting behind
Which
you.
is
what they
fucked up
said.
because I love
This is
Dave's
America.
Double. Dave's Double is one of the most underrated drive-through burgers in this country.
Is it?
Yes, you want to talk about it?
No, it's a question.
Okay. Well,
What's your favorite burger joint? Is it Wendy's?
Five Guys?
a favorite drive-through burger, like fast food crap
Yeah.
American
Five Guys?
burger? That's not drive-through.
Drive through or drive up. You can like in like Sonic style.
Okay.
That's also because that's
Or like an
traditional.
A&W, like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
allowed.
Yeah, at that price you can pull up.
You can hit.
Go
Honestly, Sonic is kind of gross.
Sonic is pretty gross.
Whataburger is good, and I grew up with it, but it's not my fave.
Honestly, In-N-Out is solid.
In-N-Out
but
kind of
you
is, even though they're
have to
damn dirty Christians.
And you have
Yeah,
to
it's
factor
fucking
the
gross.
price. You have to factor the price in for In-N-Out too. If it was any more expensive, it would not be. But that shit's like $3.
And honestly, McDonald's is its own thing.
It kind of is.
It kind of is. It's
Like
all
a White
plastic.
Castle?
No, White Castle kind of counts, but like McDonald's is like
White Castle is kind of good though, right?
I've never had it.
What?
What about Crystal Burgers, though?
Never had no
What's
Crystal Burger
Crystal
neither.
Burger?
Oh,
Same thing,
Crystal
but
Burgers
different.
is like a,
Is it the same thing?
hood ass fucking White Castle from like in like
More
Florida.
hood than
Okay.
White Castle?
Yes.
What about
Oh,
Popeyes?
Shit. They got burgers?
No,
We're talking burgers.
only burgers.
Okay.
I like drive-through, but
I
yeah,
fuck
burger
with Popeyes,
place.
though.
Yeah, or
I
the
don't know
Taco
about
Bell.
they burgers.
If I was gonna hit a drive-through burger place though, like I'm probably not.
Burger
I'm doing
King.
burgers.
Burger King's Impossible
doing-
Burgers are good.
I'm doing burritos for show, but like I don't know. Wendy's is actually like
not
if I'm
bad.
gonna hit the drive-through
Cheddar
burgers.
bacon cheese.
I've put so
No,
many.
Dave's double, dog.
Cheddar bacon cheese though.
I've put a
Dude.
lot of baconators into my body.
Oh my god, I've
Like 4 patties with cheese and like 8 strips of bacon. It's horrible. It's like $12.
I'm gonna dig into this prime rib and these potatoes gratin right now
you
because
keep
I'm really
drinking
hungry.
that fucking
Oh
whiskey.
fuck yeah! I gotta have my
Your whiskey's starting to get cold.
Although I
my bourbon
do-
flight. I got blue, which is apparently just 4 shots of Johnny
Johnny
Walker
Walker
Blue
Blue.
label.
in between a sesame seed bun.
Which at a hotel, if you can believe it, it's $3,000.
But the view is great.
View is great.
Of the what?
The
We're on the
hedge maze.
14th floor, or what floor is it? How
It's-
this
well,
isn't
technically
14th
it's the
floor.
13th floor.
Oh, but we didn't walk up that far, did we?
It was an elevator.
We
Oh.
took our 13th Elm helicopter, picked us up. We laid down the helipad at 12 p.m. We went on the top engine. No, I don't think we went through the bottom.
Well, Tim Shark Tank, come on.
So yeah, The Shining is a pretty great movie. I love the intro scene just with the music, even though I'm not sure that that's Colorado that they're driving around in.
It
It's
does look
not.
like
This
Colorado.
Is England, is it not? Isn't this filmed in the UK?
That's not filmed in
That's
England, though.
not. No.
Oh, that specific shot, the first shot.
Yeah.
The
oh,
one I
yeah,
just
no,
talked
no,
about?
no,
Yeah.
It's probably California, to be honest.
It looks like, or maybe like
Yeah.
Oregon.
Columbia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
British
he-
Columbia. Yeah, it's like Pacific Northwest or Northern
It's
California.
just really, I don't know. There's like
It's a lot of water
there's a lot of water and like a lot of just big fucking mountains.
I read
and
that
big
like,
trees.
Kubrick had this fucking weird thing where he wanted all the scenes filmed in chronological order, so he had all these spaces booked out of these popular lots for weeks and weeks and months because this took so much longer that popular movies from around this time were delayed because Kubrick was taking up like every single fucking stage in Hollywood. I think the big one is like Raiders of the Lost Ark had to be pushed back like half a year or something because this movie was so behind schedule, partially
That's crazy.
a lot because of Kubrick's tendency to
be an asshole?
be a fucking asshole, but I mean, have scenes shot, 50 times, literally 50 times,
Or more.
for like pickup shots. Like, what would be considered a pickup shot?
What's a pickup shot?
Just a random fucking shot that just picks up a part of the movie. It's not like a main, like I read a thing that there was a part where a tennis ball rolls into some of Danny's toys,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
and it said it took him like 73 times for the tennis ball to hit the toys at the angle that Kubrick wanted. So like he filmed that scene for hours of a tennis ball running into toys.
With like a 10-year-old child.
Yeah, and of course is like, I mean, the more famous ones are the ones of like
Necessary.
Shelley going up the stairs. Like that
Mhm.
scene had to be filmed
Like
like
80
50
times or some shit. It was insane.
Yeah,
Wow.
something insane, which is
You
I
can
mean,
tell
there's
she's
other
broken.
movies. There's
She's
other
so
movies.
distraught.
Yeah, there's other movies that we love and praise for the same reason, honestly, which is horrible because it's kind of like breaking down these actors until they give the performances that the director wants them to. But I mean, we talk
Like
about
what?
like
Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
I mean,
Marilyn
Texas
Burns.
Chainsaw
not a good
Massacre
movie.
and Cannibal Holocaust like come
Those
to
are both
mind.
bad movies.
That's just wrong. And this is
Don't include we then.
Well, I mean, he and I is two.
Oh,
of
is that
us.
podcast? Is just you two?
No, fuck.
Fuck me.
As soon as it's me.
Well, it's not just you. I agree. I just wasn't saying it, but I didn't say we
No, I mean
either.
just me doing the pod.
Oh, got you.
But even like Blair Witch, it's like they don't give them the right instructions or like an accurate map to make them aggravated. And like I'd say that they like only let Jack Nicholson eat cheese sandwiches for a couple weeks because apparently he hates that. So they gave. So he was
That's
only
really
allowed.
funny.
He was only allowed to have cheese sandwiches for like a month. To get like those
You
aggravated.
think he's stuck to
scenes.
that? You think he's stuck to that?
I
You
don't
think
know.
he's stuck to that? He ate
Honest-
cheese sandwich. He ate cheese sandwich for a month because dumbass Stanley Kubrick told him to.
I mean,
I don't believe that. I
I'm-
believe he was ordered to, and he snuck other food.
that's possible too. But either way, you're getting irritated.
I am
And
definitely going to
and that shows on screen. Which, like, yeah, definitely, maybe not the right way to get there, but he got there.
I want to kick Stanley Kubrick in the nuts right now.
I do too, but also I want to give him a hug.
Well, he's dead.
It'd
And
be easy to kick him in the nuts then.
Stanley,
And
if
give
you're
him a hug.
listening,
go back to dead,
Go back to being dead.
yeah.
If you're a zombie, don't come in this door.
or else I'm killing myself.
Dude, that's fucking weird. I'd let Stanley Zombie Kubrick chew on me a little bit.
We know.
I
and
would
then
too,
the Bill
if
would have
I-
to kill himself.
If there was someone I would let turn me, I was like, all right, Stanley Kubrick, you can take a bite.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Would you give him a cheese sandwich?
A month worse.
He probably is fine. Yeah, he's probably fine with that. As a zombie or a human?
He's on hospice. He has to eat what you give him. He lives in your house. He keeps his clothes there.
Wait, so is he a zombie still, or is he just alive
Yeah, he's a
on
zombie.
hospice?
He has to eat what you give him. He's a zombie, and he's not happy about it. He prefers brains, but there's none in the house. It's
I'll
just
probably-
you and him there.
I'll probably make a spaghetti and meatball and put it in a blender.
How's your Italian, Bill?
Bueno.
Good.
I do like the intro scene in the kitchen. I love Halloran. He's fantastic.
Scatman.
Scatman Crothers.
Shout out to Scatman.
Huh. I'm a
Born,
scat
1910.
man.
He was born in 1810.
1910.
Yeah, he was born in
Holy
1810.
fuck, he looks good. That's actually, though, insane.
That's wild, right?
How? He was 70?
Yeah, he like lived his whole life without, civil rights and like, just imagine his fucking life. But he's
Fuck.
fantastic in it, and also, unfortunately or fortunately, plays a role that is in a lot of Stephen King's books.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As like kind of a magical black man who has special knowledge, or black woman like grandmother, like in The Stand.
Or a Native American or Native
Yes.
American burial ground, which this film also is, touches on, which is a theme in the book that it's Overlook Hotel is built on the Native burial ground, which is like
And dies.
not anything to do with like the Stanley like hotel lore, other than it being in America and it all being
Yes.
fucking native land. But there's no such fucking Indian burial ground. I don't know. It's a weird thing. But you think about The Shining, you think about Pet Cemetery, you think about a lot of Stephen.
Firestarter.
Honestly, Stephen King loves haunted houses and properties. I mean, it's hard not to compare the Stanley Hotel to like the house on Niebolt Street, Niebolt, whatever.
And it's also like
And
a
it's-
similar thing with like Salem's Lot and the mansion.
Derry.
Yeah, Derry just as a
general.
city is haunted.
Yeah,
know what
you
I
can.
mean?
Yeah, you can almost like. Okay, this might be a little bit more.
'Cause this is a ghost story,
loose,
right?
But yeah, like
Yeah. It's as
about
much as it is-
addiction,
as
it's
much
about-
as it is other things. It's definitely a ghost story.
Would
Yeah.
you say that? Yeah.
yeah. Or
As much as anything else, I think Rob. Yeah, you nailed it. Like as much
haunted
as anything
house
else.
or possessed
'Cause it is-
house, possession. I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely
It's
supernatural.
a descent into madness.
I mean, we haven't even talked. I mean, The Shining. I mean, Danny has The Shining.
Exactly.
I mean, this is
We kind of talked
a
about it.
huge theme of this where, like,
It's a special,
they're able
gifted,
to like
precocious
communicate.
kid who has like psychic powers to some extent, and this is like a known thing to someone else. And there's I've never read the book, but like the interplay between like him knowing that they call him Doc, and like then
Yep.
eventually asking him if he wants some ice cream, mentally, telepathically. So there's a lot of it's King, so like he's written so many books, like of course there's going to be ideas that are shared, even shared universes.
Yeah, I mean writers, kids, coming of age, all this type of
Yeah.
stuff that everybody knows as King tropes, but it doesn't matter because it's so good.
But
Always.
the idea
Yeah.
that like a place could be haunted and have like stains on it from bad acts, horrible deaths, and that people that are attuned to these, whether by birth or by gift or whatever, that they can perceive this ethereal world, this secondary world, and be affected and affected.
Yeah.
So it is a very supernatural movie, and I don't usually like ghost stories as a rule. Like it's just not a genre I'm particularly attracted to. Maybe that's some skepticism, but even like The Ring, which was good, but
Devil's Backbone.
Devil's Backbone,
Yeah.
pretty movie, but not really my thing. Yeah, but this is particularly good.
Yeah, I mean, and it also, I mean, it depends on how much they weigh into that, right? I mean, the fact that we're having a discussion of like this is a ghost story, right? Means that they don't rely too heavy on that because it's not super obvious.
Who's your favorite ghost?
Casper.
In this
In
movie.
this movie?
Twins.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I like the bartender.
The bartender, yeah, Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Yeah,
He's
I'd
my
probably say Lloyd or
Oh man.
Tub Girl.
Tub Girl, dude. Okay, change it to Tub Girl.
If you
Tub Girl's my
forgot-
favorite anything.
If you don't remember what we're talking about from The
Just
Shining, just
Google Tub Girl.
Just Google Tub Girl. And if it says not safe for work, it's fucking lying.
Yeah, well,
Well,
it's a
that's
pretty
probably
graphic
because it's
depiction
like,
of her.
yeah.
She's nude.
And yeah, they'll probably say something about nudity and sexual content, but I mean, there is
That's
full
true.
frontal nudity in this.
Yeah.
There's some depictions of sexual acts. There is
Yes.
violence. There is substance abuse.
Man, bear,
There
pig.
is man, bear, pig. Violence against women. Violence against children. You know,
Yes.
this one
Violence
is
against men.
firmly in the fucked up horror category. Like, I mean, there's a lot going on here. But at the center of it, there's a lot of ghosts, and the ghosts from like The Shining are the twins are like the iconic one. It's just, I don't know. I watched this movie so young. It's one of my mom's favorite movies. My mom's a huge Stephen King junkie, so I always watched a lot of King adaptations early. And this one is one of her favorites because it's one of everybody's favorites, you know, along with Carrie, along with Misery, and some of the ones that are a little bit more critically acclaimed. But you look at the guys who are associated with that. You got Rob Reiner and Brian De Palma and Stanley Kubrick. We're winning Oscars. These are film masterpieces, honestly, to me. This film, almost every frame of it, even though it's over 2 hours long, is perfect.
Flies by.
And it's important.
Honestly, this
and
movie flies by. Maybe not flies by.
I wouldn't agree
But
with that
It
personally.
goes by
but
pretty quick
I
for
think-
2+.
I think the pacing is great. Like there's not a part of this movie that I would take out or a part that I would, extend on. And I only found myself checking what time it was during it because of my curiosity of the pacing, because I've seen this movie a lot, and this was the time I was like, I wonder how far in we are when this happens. So I was doing that. So I was like, okay, this is when, she finds the all work and no play,
That's such an amazing scene when he
It's
enters
Jack
that
Doll Boy.
frame. It's so terrifying.
like hour 20. And, and there are moments before that and be like, okay, so when he first sees Lloyd, like how far in are we? Oh, okay. So I was kind of doing that just because I was interested. But yeah, I mean, we've watched a decent amount of movies pushing 2 or exceeding 2 hours. And I would say this is definitely one of the ones where you're like, oh shit, it's over.
Van Helsing felt way longer, and it's like 20 minutes shorter.
God, Van Helsing, what was that, 6 or 7
it
hours
was
long?
19 hours. I'm not going to defend Van Helsing. I think this movie's too long. I don't
Yeah.
know what I'd cut out of it, but I said that while watching it, fell asleep, and that was my own issue, and then finished watching it. But I've seen this movie before, but this movie's too long. But also, it's like an exercise in tension, and it's a cabin fever story and descent in madness, and like, I can't argue if people think otherwise. Like, seriously, it's a matter of taste. And I think this is a great movie, and I'm going to watch it again, but it's too long.
Yeah. I mean, it's long. I mean, 235, close to 240, something like that. I think it's longer than 2.5, right?
I think I actually did stop it also when she gets to that scene, or when she discovers, and it's like, fucking another 45 minutes. Like,
When
okay.
she discovered,
the typewriter.
all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. God damn, I love that fucking part.
Dude.
The whole room. I mean, we can just talk about, like,
Honestly, there's
the
stuff.
set is fucking gorgeous.
You know what you could cut? You could
It's
cut a lot of
huge.
stuff out of just Wendy, like, running around. Like, there's stuff towards the end where she, like, runs to the ballroom, which isn't a long scene, but,
Also-
like, you could cut all of that out and it wouldn't fucking matter.
Man, Bear, Pig.
Like, you cut out Man Bear Pig completely. You could have cut out
Can't cut
a small amount, not a lot, but a small amount of Danny, like, rolling around on a tricycle inside. Like there's stuff you
That
could have
was-
like I know, and it's great, but like you could cut that shit and just have the really good one with like the girls and also him going over the carpets and the sound changing. There's the sound.
Oh, that's
editing is
really good.
amazing in this movie.
Oh, so good. Yeah, the sound editing is
But
great.
I don't know, man. Like I love this
I don't
movie,
think you
and
cut
it's
too
a
much
good
of it,
one.
man. You could maybe get away
You
with
could cut
cutting
away
like 4 to 6 minutes.
I think you could cut like 20.
Dude, where?
20?
All
I just
those
listed a
no,
like
all the
5-10 minutes right there.
no,
off
you
the
did
top of my
not.
head.
Those little point where it's like
Yeah,
it's
those
not
would've been,
much.
like,
That's
2
dude.
minutes.
It's not.
Sure.
I'm saying you
But-
could get 6 minutes off of this film comfortably, but more than that, like you're fucking it up. And the thing about this is it's already cut the prologue and the epilogue from this that were not released until like 86 as some part of like some VHS promo or whatever.
I've never seen that other movie.
Neither have I. But I'm saying it's like, you know, they cut something like this. It might be too long, but maybe that's part of its brilliance. It's maddening. You want it to be over. It's a pretty fucking good movie. And I'm not telling you how to feel. I don't know. I don't know if you could find 20 minutes to trim.
Watch out for the Rob cut of The Shining. I'm going to be putting it out soon, along with the Midsummer rescore.
That I've been looking forward
Oh,
to
were we
for a
finally
year.
making that episode longer?
No. I'm just going to rescore the whole film of Midsummer with my own soundtrack because it's a black comedy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of traveling Wilburys, George Harrison,
Yeah.
Drew Hill.
Drew Hill, yeah, Benny Hill.
Benny and the Jets.
No, that's a song by Elton John, but it is good. I don't know if it fits though. I have to like revise some of my scoring. That's not the movie we watched though.
They do get on a jet to go to
That's why I was confused.
Sweden. Yeah. Does this movie take place in Sweden?
It does not.
Yeah,
It takes
the
place
Overlook.
mostly in Britain.
Well, I think it takes place mostly
Filmed, yeah.
Colorado. Wait, we're here right now, right?
We're in Erstis Park.
Well, no, we're in the room. Oh, is that the city?
Yeah, this is Erstis Park in
We're in
the,
room
in
fucking
the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah, well, we're 1408.
I still can't believe
I
it
don't-
wasn't fucking booked.
I can't believe they let us get this shit.
Fucking
That's so
dumbass.
cool. Because this is the movie that Jack Nicholson gives that bare head in, right?
Yeah, we went up and we were like, "Yo, we want the room," and he was like,
Oh,
"You're gonna
yeah.
be waiting like 2 years." And we're like, "For 1408," and he's like, "For you guys, what was it, 6,000 for the
No,
night?"
I think it was
That's a
Samuel
bargain.
Jackson.
Dude,
he was the concierge.
Sam Jackson?
Sam Jackson.
That
Fucking
was him?
motherfucking Mace
I
Windu?
was
Yeah.
wondering why he was cursing so much when we were checking in.
It was excessive, but I just thought it was like Dick's Last Resort, where they're just rude to you.
I just
Oh.
figured Michael did the booking and was like super aggressive about something, so I was like, "Oh, he's just mad."
That sounds weird. That doesn't sound like Michael.
Oh, why'd you assume that?
But
So I'm sorry.
yeah.
You know what I
Apology
mean?
accepted.
Yeah, because every
Yeah.
other hotel we've gone,
Tell him, Rob.
dude, they just scream.
Got you, buddy.
They just scream at us.
They just scream at us.
Did
because
you
Michael
hear-
books everything.
Did
He
you hear
does.
Rob tell you that I accepted your apology?
What was my apology? I apologized to you.
You
I
did.
know I've never apologized in my life. I'm an alpha, and I've never.
He's a
done that.
primary.
I do like how you shaved your head. You got that Andrew Tate haircut. You you look really
And that Edward
strong.
Norton swastika tattoo.
You guys like that?
Yeah.
No.
Good, because it's not real. But I am alpha. I am alpha. That's real.
And Omega's kingdom
Yeah.
come, and the winds in the thorn trees.
You always know someone's an alpha when they say it.
That is true.
I have
That's a true
to.
fact.
I've learned that. Yeah, people don't understand I'm alpha unless they're constantly reminded.
Reminding them of it.
Is that why you wear spandex with lots of baby oil?
No, that's why my shirt says Alpha Wolf, and then it's got a picture of a syringe, and it's got an X over it, and it's got a Fauci on it with that little trashy dude peeing on him.
And then it says, "Only God can judge me."
Yeah, and it was $70.
Wow. I didn't know that. Like, yeah. Wow. 70. That's so cheap.
It came with a bumper sticker.
What's redpillmedia.com?
Is that
my
owned by
website.
the Wachowskis, right?
Which ones?
Oh, the ones that I thought were traffic cones.
Yeah, the Wachowski traffic cones.
Well,
They looked like humans from a mile off, and then we got closer. I was like, "Those are orange traffic cones." And Bill was like, "I think they're twins." He ended up running into them, and we're honestly in an ongoing murder investigation.
are we on the run?
Allegedly.
Allegedly in an ongoing murder
Allegedly.
investigation.
It's a good thing that we're not broadcasting our live location.
Allegedly. Ghost. Wow. Okay, he's gone.
I agree with everything Rob says.
Since when?
Always
And forever.
and forever.
That's how it is now.
That's true. You guys are getting married and leaving me.
We are common law.
That's kind of true, actually, in this state. There is no minimum live-in requirements. Like, we share bills with their names. Like,
Share a bank account.
we have lots of sex. So, I don't know.
Children. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Been
cranking
popping
out
them out.
kids.
I mean, you got me.
Yeah, got you, got Cher, got
Tony.
Who's got better GI tract, me or Cher?
You.
You.
Yeah,
But who's got
both
better
true.
dental insurance?
Cher.
You.
Oh.
You're our firstborn, and we love you. Plus, you actually have real parents that help a lot with most of your living
Anything that
expenses.
we
We don't
can't
have
really
to
deal
pay
with.
for. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like, we get, like, syrup and pancakes. They pay for rent and cars.
Yeah. Syrup.
Dude, they got continental breakfast in this bitch or what?
Oh, yes.
Hi, Tony. Tony doesn't want any breakfast.
You know, I don't think that's how Tony doesn't have any teeth. You can't talk like that.
Yeah,
I will
Tony-
say,
He wants fucking oatmeal as long as it's double boiled.
I will say this movie has gone up in unintentional humor since I have had a cat named Tony.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
Let's be real.
I'm a mature adult, and when someone other than my cat is named Tony, it's not funny
Right.
because I'm normal.
Yeah, you're normal now.
You'll love The Sopranos next time you watch it.
That's been something where it's like, should I watch it? Should I?
Yeah, you should. And it's fucking
want to,
especially
actually.
if you're going to laugh every time somebody happens to Tony because Tony's a really big
I
character.
missed
main
the
character,
plot.
yeah.
I might miss the plot.
Tony Soprano, you're going to be making so many jokes with Tony.
I
You and Tony
famously-
should watch Tony
I-
or Sopranos.
Yeah. You and Tony should watch Tony Soprano.
Me and Tony sometimes watch the Tonys.
Do you? Dude, do you remember Barry
I've-
Manilow? He writes the songs the whole world sings.
Yeah, I just watched that music video. No, not a music video. A video of him playing Mandy live, and he's
Pretty good showman.
He's fantastic. Yeah, he's got a great voice.
Good.
Hot take.
Go for it. Give me a
Oh,
hot
that
take.
Barry Manilow has a beautiful voice.
Oh, that was a hot take.
Yeah, it was a hot take.
You don't like Barry?
No, I like Barry.
Oh, Barry Manilow, if you're listening, I like you. My mom loves you.
Ooh. What movie did we watch?
The Shining.
I watched it with Burt Baccarat
I watched it with Burt
and
Reynolds.
Ernie.
I watched it with Scatman.
Dude, are you Burt or Ernie? Who am I?
You're taller,
Burt.
so you're Ernie.
Oh, that's a
No,
tall one?
Burt's tall.
Yeah, I was at Bert's.
Bert's a
tall
yellow
one with the
boy.
Unibrow,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
but
what
you know-
the fuck? Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
all
saying
one
you
with the
do.
unibrow.
I'm just
I'm
starting
working on
Bert
it.
and Ernie first. You're working. I know you're working on it. We were all wondering why you had the tattoo artist add those lines when we were
Who wears
getting
more
our
sweaters?
13th and Elm tattoos.
You do wear
How
more sweaters.
many sweaters does he wear?
Well, usually one at a time.
Oh, okay. It's. I thought you guys like setting something up for me. You guys.
What?
No.
It's a
How many
Sibian.
sweaters?
I set up a
How
Sibian
many
for you when
sweaters?
when you can
Oh yeah.
take it.
We're going a Howard Stern direction. I'm gonna get on a Sibian. And you guys are gonna throw baloney
Bologna
at me
you.
and insult me.
And make you eat cheese sandwiches.
A whole 13-inch kielbasa.
Oh, don't tempt me with a good time.
Do they got kielbasa at the Continental Breakfast tomorrow?
A
Probably
13-inch
not.
Mufasa?
Dude,
James Earl Jones?
Holy shit. Do you think James Earl Jones has seen this movie?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think everybody's seen this movie.
Tony says James Earl Jones has seen this movie.
What do you remember right after brushing your teeth, Bill?
What?
What do you remember right after brushing your teeth?
That's time to take a dab and go to bed.
Does Tony tell you to take a dab and go to bed?
You don't want to talk about Tony anymore, do
I'm
you?
not talking about Tony anymore. He's back in my stomach.
Oh, he hides there?
Rob who said I could hide in his stomach later.
Yeah. Gotta go in the other way.
Rob and Tony hide in my tummy.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Let's talk
This
about.
is off the rails.
Talk about the fucking movie.
Let's talk about fucking.
I've tried.
Let's talk about violence, bro.
Dude, Scatman
not-
gets straight yoked.
There's not a whole
He's
lot
pretty skinny.
of gore on screen. Gore
There's
in
an
this,
entire elevator of
Scatman-
blood.
Okay,
multiple
but
times.
that's like watery blood coming through an
It's not
elevator.
gore?
That's not gore. No, that's not gore.
Blood doesn't count?
If that scene was in that movie 10 times and that's it, would you be like, damn, The Shining was fucking gory?
And that's it? No. But, like, it counts towards the gore count.
No. In my opinion, no.
I mean, it does have a hallway full of blood.
That is shocking
really
to people
look
that
like-
don't watch disgusting Japanese murder porn all the
That's-
time, Bill.
I mean, maybe in 1980, but that's
Or
just
to
red water.
people that aren't us.
I'm actually not. This is actually like not even a bit. Is that scene like disturbing or gross to people?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's just red water coming out of an elevator.
Yeah, and you could say it about any other practical effect. Like, yes, people are bothered and disturbed by that.
That's nuts. Just
Not-
ride an elevator, bro. Get your red wings, dog. It ain't.
Yeah, dude. If I had $1 for every time I overflooded an elevator with a little bit of love,
You be loving,
loving an elevator, living it up and going down. You know what's funny about that is my friend Matthew's mother met Steven Tyler in a fucking Chicago hotel. And 2 weeks later, "Loving an Elevator" was #1 single in the country. So I would like to say, Sandy Milakovic, if you're listening to this,
Sandy.
we know that you are loving an elevator.
Living it up when I'm going down.
Dude, seriously, no. She got
I
to
don't
fuck
understand this
Steven
bit.
Tyler. It was good.
I would do that.
Yeah.
I'd fuck Liv Tyler.
Dude, if I was somebody who
never
was
famous.
super hot
Or
and like could
famous.
fuck anybody in the world, like if I was Steven Tyler and I could fuck any woman in the world, I'd probably fuck Liv Tyler.
Wow.
Which is a Clerks bit from the
okay,
animated
good.
series. Animated Clerks
that's
series.
not in the movie.
No,
No.
There's like a 6-episode
Did you-
animated series that was
Did you
garbage.
watch Clerks on one of my shits a few weeks ago?
I don't think so. I was wondering who was watching Clerks on Paramount when I logged into Paramount and watched some other shit though.
So you're on my Paramount watching Clerks, so it is you.
No, it wasn't me. But I looked at some fucking like porno that they got on there on
On
Paramount
Paramount
Plus. Yeah, I think they call it Yellowstone. And no, I don't know where this bit's going.
You ever driven a snowcat?
No.
It's mostly like a car.
It smells like a car?
It's mostly like a car.
Well, what are the differences?
Oh, it's
Oh,
no.
you get used to it pretty quick. I'm trying.
That shit was tight.
It's like trying to hold water in my hands, honestly.
That
We'll
seems
just
pretty
slurp it up and
fucking
burp it up.
easy. You kind of just cup it together.
Yeah. This film.
Put
wow.
your hands together like a cup and see if you can hold my Kalanai.
What do you think about what's the caretaker's name? The English guy, the twins' dad,
Oh shit.
Grady.
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 Yeah, we meet him in the
Okay.
we meet him in the bathroom, I believe, which is
I've done that before.
Jack Nicholson's second time in the ball where he's
The gold
Ballroom.
hallucinating or ghosting or
Or
whatever.
it's back in time.
That's I
Yeah,
was about
he's
to say.
living his life.
What,
This
what
entire
is the time
Hotel
of this
takes place
movie?
in a
Space-time
Time
continuum.
continuum. I knew we were
It's
going
a
to get here.
bubble. You
It's a
guys
bubble.
know it
You guys know
because
this.
it
It's a
runs
fucking
like a
bubble.
river through me.
Well, you guys felt it when we walked in, right?
A river runs over it.
A river of cum runs through me.
That's a great movie.
It's a good movie.
Fooled around and
It's like the River Kwai,
fell
the
in
River
cum.
Yeah, Quam. The bridge on the,
The River
Quam.
Kwai.
But yeah, honestly, like
A lean night.
because he's always been there.
Bridge to Terror.
He's always been there. He's in
Who?
the photo. Jack.
Oh yeah, he's so yeah. It's
Since
been you the whole
1927,
fucking
4th of
Is
July.
he a ghost? Is he real? Is he a reincarnation? Does he go back in
know.
time? The
I
answer
thought
is
you
yes
guys
to
were
all
gonna
of those
tell me.
things.
He goes back in time?
He's back in time, and he's a ghost.
You've read the book. Is he back in time in the
Hey,
book?
yeah, he's he is the hotel. It's Stephen King. It's always
Yeah, he
some
is
vague shit. It's like
He
it's
is
like
the hotel.
It's like you can't separate yourself from the demons. The
And
demons are
cocaine.
your environment, and yeah, it's cocaine and alcohol and like yeah.
But honestly, I'm not even kidding you. He is like, I don't know if he's not like an apparition because he has a family and he lived somewhere before, but but in so many ways he is. Like, he's a fragment of the hotel, and he has to be reunited with it, and he's always been there and always will be there. And it's kind of a nonsensical, like, oh, it's God, Son, Holy Ghost kind of bullshit, but it works because it works. The story works.
So, I mean, I agree, but then what's the story with the, was it him that killed the other family there? The story that he learns at the interview with Grady? So,
I mean, maybe.
So who was Grady in there?
He could also, like, okay, so what I personally believe is no. I think he's
no to what?
I think that Jack Nicholson's character, Torrance, is Mr. Torrance. What's his
Jack
Torrance.
Yeah.
Sorry. Jack Torrance is his own entity, and he's always been there because there's like a photo of him in 1920.
Right.
But I also...
So did he kill Grady?
No, I don't think he killed Grady, but I think that he was basically doing the same thing Grady's doing to him. He was there to influence him into possessing him. Or possibly, and I'm not as hot on this idea, is that he is just an aspect or an avatar of the hotel, as is Grady, as are the girls, as are everybody else, and they're drawn to this place because they're part of it, and it's almost like a multi-dimensional, like the hotel exists in 1,000 infinite dimensions, and all of these, like Jack Torrance and Grady and the fucking, even the bear pig man, like all of those are aspects of the hotel, like given corporeal form, that are brought back, and they're pieces being brought back to the fold.
Yeah, honestly, the more we talk about it, the more similarities I'm drawing to it and Pennywise and the house
Derry.
And Derry. It is very similar. It's almost like the hotel is Derry, and
dude, King loves the concept of like
a haunted
fear, though, just like
like
fear
ley
and
lines,
how it's
like
manifested.
places of power.
Yes, or like
he's
monuments
good
or tokens or artifacts. Dude, like Christine, it's the same fucking thing. And Christine is such an underrated
And
book.
he's
Did you ever read
so-
a Buick 8?
No, I haven't.
It's honestly pretty boring, and I loved it.
Dude, Christine is kind of like that. It's like maybe my favorite Stephen King
a
book.
Buick
The
8
evil
is
car?
like literally like a portal to the fucking nether realm where fucking the Cthulhu and the old gods live. It's nonsense. That
sounds great.
But it is, you might like it.
I probably
It's
will.
like 300 pages.
Yeah, I'll read them all one day, and that one's gonna hit me so fucking hard. Stephen King, if you're listening to this, holy shit, I'm
Love you.
crying.
I
Like,
love
oh
you.
my god,
Please.
Yeah, if you
Let
listen,
us
please
meet
let us
you.
know that you know of our existence.
fuck,
Let me suck your dick. Let me suck your
dude,
dick.
suck their dicks while they suck your dick. I don't
Yeah.
care, whatever you're
We'll
into.
figure something out.
That's a transitive property right there.
But I mean, King is so good at adding so much character to his characters that he can make a supernatural story, and not always right off the bat do you even know that it's supernatural, because he develops these characters so well, and he centers it around, character drama and inner struggles and things that are very real, that plague everybody. I mean, everybody has a relative or someone that they've known that like suffers from alcoholism, or in
Abuse survivor.
so many ways. I mean, he's really good at making all of these movies seem like they're centered around these things that are very real, and then he just adds that little layer of supernatural that allows him to kind of do whatever he wants within this world, which gives him just kind of creative freedom
To not end a book. Yeah.
Yeah, he can end a book.
But
and
also,
Fair.
but yes,
sometimes he can.
I
Yeah.
Don't say he can
and
sometimes.
You're so eloquent, Bill, and I don't mean to discount that at all. Honestly, like the best way to write any story, whether you're talking through media in like television or in a book or even an oral telling, is if you have compelling characters, the story will follow, and people will put aside preconceptions and will accept supernatural like occurrences because they are compelled, because Jack Torrance is like a identifiable character in the book and less so in the movie, but Wendy and Danny are, and the movie wouldn't be nearly as interesting or compelling without them written that
Like
way.
how many Stephen King characters could you name? You know what I mean?
A
There's so
lot.
many.
Honestly,
lot.
probably a dozen right
Yeah.
A lot. 'Cause
Just like
he-
without
Go for
even
it.
thinking about it.
Number 1.
Annie Wilkes.
Number 2.
Jack Torrance.
Number 3.
Wendy Torrance.
Number 4.
Bill Dunbro.
Number 5.
Patrick Hockstetter.
Number 6.
Beverly Marsh.
Number 7.
Fuck, man. You're putting me on the spot. It's crazy. I don't know. That's
Okay,
it.
7's pretty good though. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
That's pretty
No.
fucking good.
No,
I didn't even
that
say
is-
Carrie. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
8.
Obviously.
Yeah,
9.
no,
That's
that is
so
good.
easy.
No, I
9.
mean,
What's
if
9?
we-
Oh, Pennywise? Can
Pennywise.
I
Did
say
you say Pennywise
Pennywise?
too?
You can't
I didn't
say
say,
Pennywise.
Number 10.
Did you say Stanley already?
I didn't say Stanley Eustace.
Stanley,
'Cause we
number
can go-
11.
I mean, we can go through like a fucking
Church. They all
everybody
stand
in
out.
it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay.
Number
yeah.
7 or 12.
Yeah, man. I don't
I
know.
always
If
confuse
you-
7 and 12.
Yeah. Well, I got a disappointment for you either way.
That's why I always call 7-11 12-11.
Well, we can say, yeah, Stephen King makes you care about his characters, and we don't get that all the time. And
Especially
that's
in
one
horror.
of my,
Like the drink,
in
but only
horror,
spelled different.
And I mean that's one of my favorite things. I mean, I'm the big fucking, I'm the big gore hound. I like fucked up shit, but that shit always hits harder if I can tell you the name of the character at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can be like, oh yeah, that kill was really good on that girl in the blue sweater.
Yeah. What's Kevin
But,
Bacon's
like-
name in fucking Friday the 13th?
Don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't
What's his
matter.
name
Don't
in
know.
fucking Tremors, though?
Steven
Valentine?
Valentine.
Valentine.
Yep.
That was my,
I didn't remember that.
But you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
like makes you care, which is why I'm such a big fan of Asian horror, because they seem to pretty much always do a really fucking good job at that, of incorporating family drama into their horror stories. But yeah, like when you care about characters, when they get fucking brutally killed or when shit goes down, it makes it that much better. So when you're watching this movie for 2 hours and you feel like you know
2 hours
this
30.
family, when Jack is following Shelly up the steps with a baseball bat
Give me
and
the bat.
she's
Give me the bat.
got the bat and she's swinging and the hands going back and she looks like she's genuinely about to be murdered, and Jack Nicholson looks like he's genuinely about to fucking murder somebody. It fucking I can watch that scene once a week and it's it's got the same fucking impact. It's powerful. I know exactly what's gonna happen, and I love the fact that that Jack Nicholson was so strong and a volunteer fireman that they had like the fake movie doors, but with that axe he could go through them like it was fucking paper. So they had to like take
Get
these
real
doors
doors.
and beef them up and make them so he actually had to work to get through them. And that
He's
makes
swinging that
iconic
fucking
scene
axe, dude.
correctly too, which like just makes it all the more better and like terrifying. Is that like because we've seen
I mean,
movies
that's the
where
cover.
it's like
That's the cover of the album of the
like-
movie. Is him sticking his head through the door.
That might
And,
be
like-
the cover of horror.
of horror,
In like your video rental
And Jaws.
store in like the section, you know what I mean? Yeah.
or it's Psycho.
Yeah, or
You know what I
Halloween.
mean? Or
But it's on
Halloween.
the short list. Like, I mean, we're talking
Yeah.
about the movies that paint a genre, and this is one of them, and this is the scene, right?
Yes,
Here's
Yes.
fucking Johnny.
Everybody knows that fucking line. Whether they've seen the movie, they might even not know what's happening
I
in the
knew
movie when
Here's
it's
Johnny
said.
before I knew that he was riffing off of Late Night with
'Cause
Johnny Carson.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
exactly. he ad-libbed that too. That was not in the script. Here's Johnny.
She looks so terrified here.
She is. Oh my god, she fucking is.
Because that's
You
a
know,
real axe,
They
first
had
of all.
to do this take so many times. He wanted to he filmed everything in chronological order and treated her like shit. This is near the end. She literally was
That was on
losing-
purpose, why he, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're going to start off
But
nice.
she's like losing her hair, literally. Like fucking going insane. And then we have Jack Nicholson breaking through this real fucking door with a real fucking axe.
acting insane.
Insane.
He is terrifying here. It's honestly, it's like borderline criminal.
It's like
just that
Jack,
it
like
occurred on
someone, like
set.
I hope someone's got an eye on Jack Nicholson. Just
They
keep
do.
an eye on him.
Just keep an eye on him.
Keep an eye on him.
And your eyebrows. Also, honestly, I think part of his hair length has something to do with it because it's slicked back the whole time. When
You
it's
call that
hanging-
slicked back?
When it's hanging in front of his face,
Yeah.
and he's all wild-eyed
Yeah.
and he's so sweaty
And
through
that
this whole
stubble
movie.
and his wry smile, and he looks in like just, I don't know,
Psychopathic.
really does.
But yeah. It's
You
a-
can tell he's gone.
It's unfortunate that it's so cliche and such a staple that I honestly don't think that I got to truly ever experience it.
The Here's
in
Johnny
the
for-
well, like in the just him in this performance
Yeah.
for the first time ever. And like I hope that the younger generation that's going to inevitably find this movie in the next 10, 15 years when
my
they come around to
God.
it with that ignorance that we didn't get because our parents watched this movie. Like we said, it's a Kubrick film.
Oh, if I could fucking zap my brain and
Holy
watch this movie
shit.
fresh with the knowledge and
But not even knowing
everything.
who Jack, like all
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean? Just to
Exactly.
see this 100% raw, be like,
the
yo,
first
that
time.
dude is, that dude's gonna hurt, dude. How disturbing! I told you when we were watching this, I was like, dude, this scene. Everybody's got their scene in this movie that fucked with them, but for whatever reason, this scene fucks with me. And
Which
it's
one?
when Danny goes to get his train from his room, and he goes in, and it just sits him talking to his dad. It's just him and Jack sitting on
When
the
they're
bed.
so- yeah, when
and
they're
and
solo.
you're like, dude, this is not comfortable watching. He's like, come here, Danny.
Come here, Danny.
And he like puts him up on his lap, and he's sitting there, and he's holding him, and Danny does not want to be there.
Even asked him, like, you wouldn't ever hurt us, right? Like, you don't feel bad.
Did your
do you?
mother tell you that?
Yeah, did your mom tell you this? That? You can tell me. Did she? Did she? Did
I
she?
love that. That interrogation is great, and just there's something about the way he says that he calls him Danny.
Mm-hmm.
I just love so much because it reminds me of my fucking old ass relatives talking to my dad because they fucking are also like just as dead or dead, but
Just
they're
as dead.
like,
Or dead.
but they're like Danny, and like it's fucking like creepy. So they're like just hearing the name Danny like that
And Tony.
is great. And Tony, well, that one's more funny. But oh no, that scene when they're just when it is on the bed, and that's such a great abusive father-son relationship where it's like son being afraid of his father and the father just trying his best to explain his good intentions, but while doing so he literally is
It's
just
revealing
coming
his
off like a
evil.
psychopath.
Yeah, it's revealing who he is. It's terrifying.
great.
It's
And the
honestly,
Red Rum!
yo, how good is Danny though?
It's pretty great.
Danny as Danny is great. I think they did some of the tricks like they did in Omen, not all of them. First of all, shout out to the tricycle riding through because that was a straight shout out to the Omen. Respect it, love it. But also when we go back to the Omen episode, if you ever listen to it, you fucking dumbass, go back to the Omen, listen. Damien, child actor, it's hard to have a good child actor, and it's because children are really stupid and inexperienced and dumb. So how are they going to be good actors? And you kind of have to coach them in a way, but a lot of it is framing and like what you have them do and what you have them not do, I think is more important. So like what Danny doesn't do reflects way more than what he does do. Does that make sense, or do I sound dumb?
No, I know what you're saying.
Both.
Because it's that's great. That's what I was going for. Because I'm thinking like in Omen, it's like holy fuck, he was great, and it's like he was great because
Because he
they
was
didn't leave. They didn't leave a whole lot to him. They were kind of like, shut the fuck up, and you have this haircut, and we're all gonna film you from the bottom up, and it's gonna be creepy.
Yeah.
And
Dude, my uncle
Sing
used to
Back
do
in
that shit
Black.
to me too.
and Danny had a lot of that. I mean, Danny has a lot more lines than Damien, I would say, but
A lot more.
But yeah, by
but,
1,000%.
also like there's a lot of similarities in there where it's like you just kind of look fucking creepy, and he didn't know they. I don't know his age of the filming, but he was young enough that even though Kubrick was a piece of shit to everyone else, he was nice to Danny, and he didn't know that it was a horror film. which is strange because you watch this and you're like, I wonder what they told him
To
this
shake and
was, because they're
spit
like,
and
yeah, you
all
have
that.
to like have a fucking like
Fit.
have a seizure. It's about a young boy having a seizure and then he becomes happy. I don't know. But,
No, yeah, he thought it was like a vacation movie and shit, and he didn't know until like
Yeah.
later. I
Yeah.
think it was like I don't think it was the
Later.
premiere, but I think he was like in his late teens when
Yeah,
somebody
it was
told him what The
later.
Shining was about.
Yeah.
Wild.
Which I think helps place to his character as an innocent.
Yeah.
Child.
Shout out to Stanley Kubrick for abusing everybody on this film, but a child.
Children can't consent, so I guess like everybody else signed up
it.
to get a paycheck, and they signed up to get a paycheck. I don't know how. I wasn't there. That's what I can say.
wasn't there. I wasn't.
I don't know.
I
how
was, because this is a time-space continuum, and it filtered into my closet, and I was
Rob
like,
was alive
oh
in
my
this.
god, I
You were
gotta
still
go
in the
back
closet?
there. Well, back in time.
Were you trying to go find Aslan and you stumbled into?
I was trying to find Oswald Cobblepot, and I went to the wrong film.
Oh.
But yeah.
Have you ever been in a hedge maze? How do you feel
I-
about topiary?
I love Topiary and Edward Scissorhands. I have been in a
Do you
hedge
like
maze.
mazes?
I have been in many mazes. I worship Opteo, god of mazes, and it's.
Have you ever been to Omu?
I've been to Omu.
That's fucking sick. All right.
I was so fucked up the last time I was in a maze. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Did you get lost in the corn maze?
No, I was just in Kentucky off of like 20 fucking beers and it was muddy.
You should have stopped driving around after 20 beers.
Why? What's it? It's Kentucky.
Yeah, it's all mudding.
Yeah,
Getting
you
that
can't
big
get a
old
D-
450.
You can't get a DUI in Kentucky unless you've had bourbon.
That's a true fact.
You can't.
You
Yeah.
can't.
But tonight you
Try.
Right, well, you
Try.
know what's funny about your blue bourbon flight is it was all Scotch.
Holy shit, you're telling me? I'm done. I'm on my vodka flight. That was all?
That was the 3 flights ago.
Holy shit. All right.
He's racking up miles.
I'm on my vodka flight because you got French fries. And I was like, that sounds really good. Can I get...
Pommes frites.
I said, can I get French fries? And it like, I guess it like, the line kind of... And she was like, what did you say? A
Grey
flight
Goose?
of French vodka? And I thought she said French fries. And I was like, yeah. So now I have just a flight of vodka that I'm working on.
You know, it's
You
wild.
guys are eating. I'm fucking hungry.
eating.
You guys are not letting me
think-
have this.
And
Honestly,
you
it's
ordered
weird.
the mascarpone and you said, I'll have the mezcal, please.
The mezcal, please. What's weird is we like
Is that not food?
we left the
Because that's
room
dessert.
and we went down to the kitchen. We went down to the bar, and it's almost like one of those conveyor belt
Oh, you left
sushi
me
places.
again.
No, we all went down. You're talking to the waitress right now. Are we in our room or are we at the restaurant?
Do you not see my
I don't
outfit?
know. I don't know. We
He
took
just
the
ordered
haunted room.
mascarpone from Lloyd. And this whole time, there's been vodka flights going around like a goddamn sushi conveyor belt system. They're all black plates. Stop picking them up.
Stop.
What is it?
Rob,
It's
we have to
hard
put him to
alcohol.
bed.
God.
I'm just hungry. Can I go on to my
You're
next
hung?
meal?
Yeah, you're hungry.
Should I put pants on? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No.
Well, okay.
All right. The room
What would
is
you rate
full
this film?
It's at least
What
8
film?
inches.
Shining.
Oh my god.
Would you shine that thing up?
I'd polish that pistol.
What about Scatman?
You could move my scat, man.
Scatman
That's
is
what I'm
honestly
talking about, dude. I love fucking Scat.
Scatman Crothers is honestly great.
No,
He's
he really is, and it's
fantastic
a
in
bummer
this.
to read that he was also treated like a piece of shit, and he's like not in this movie a lot, and apparently every fucking scene he had to be kept for so fucking long.
It turns
'cause
out
Kubrick was
that
like,
Stanley Kubrick
"No,
was a
wrong,
complete
wrong, wrong,
inconsiderate
wrong, wrong."
asshole.
And sometimes you got to be an
That's a cool
asshole
movie.
to make some of the best fucking movies ever made, and that's kind of
Or maybe
like,
this is like a pretty good movie.
It's one of the best movies ever made, and it's
What
like,
would you rate it?
Are you trying to end this episode?
No.
I'd give it 6 pommes frites.
6 pommes frites out of 6.
Well, I mean, we can jump to ratings. Do you want to jump to
No,
ratings?
you got
or do
something
we
to
have
say?
it?
Keep going.
We didn't even talk about the tub girl in
movie.
1408.
So
That's
we're in
true.
1408. No one has gone to the bathroom yet. So
You know,
it's
it's
really
weird.
starting
I
to smell out here.
feel like the number on that key ring was not 1408. I feel like it was a 2 something.
No, it's right here. Look at
Where
my
did you-
fucking. Look at the key ring,
What did-
dumbass. It's 1408. We're in room 1408. Go look
Who
at the
gave
door.
you that key?
237 is what
Who
that says.
gave you that key?
This one?
Those
That's
are
what-
Arabic numerals, and it says 237.
Wait, where are we? We're not in.
We're in Ursus
Yo,
Park.
this
Are we in the Middle East?
doesn't this say? Who the fuck? This isn't the key to the door that we're in. Go look at the door. That's it. I don't know where I got this key.
Hold on.
What's it say?
Who's knocking?
We're in the dude. We're in the fucking Middle East.
Oh shit! That's not snow outside. It's sand. It's been a sandstorming.
Wait. Okay.
We're in Qatar.
Hold on. Let's gather our thoughts real quick.
Gather your thoughts.
We are not in 1408 Stanley Hotel.
We're in the Burj. We are in the Burj Khalifa.
We're in Bahrain.
We're in Bahrain. We're in the tallest building on earth. Now looking out at this massive
Fuck,
veranda,
that makes sense.
That honestly makes a lot of sense.
I was curious because I was like, damn, I've never been to the Stanley before, but I didn't know they had 110 floors.
I also thought it was weird that all the women were wearing hijabs, but I wasn't going to bring it up because I'm a very accepting person.
And they weren't allowed to speak.
And there's no alcohol here.
Wait. Then what the fuck have I been eating?
It's mostly been
fuck's it?
tea.
Whoa.
Whoa. This is tea? This tea's strong.
But yeah, we're on the.
I've never even
we're
been
on
to
the,
Mount Vesuvius.
We're on the 1408th floor of the Burj Khalifa.
No, where you watched The Shining, we're in the room.
Why are there camels here?
Cannibals?
Well, we ran out of Marlboros.
Camel Holocaust.
We're in.
We're falling apart here, guys. I'm sorry.
No, we're
I
in
want to
the room.
apologize for like the 8th time about this dumbass fucking podcast.
Yeah, sorry, Kaya.
Holy shit.
Sorry,
if you
Kaya.
made it here, we're sorry, Kaya. Andrew, fuck you. We don't care about you.
Fuck you.
Anybody else, just admit you love us.
Yeah, Stephen King, Anne Rice, a
Maya
bunch of other
Angelou.
dead people that we listen to this right now because you're ghosts.
Shut up, a lot of dead people.
Toby Hooper.
Toby Hoops,
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff
All of our biggest
Bezos,
fans.
F.W. Murnau,
Space Ghost.
Space Ghost, Frylock,
Takashi Miike.
Black Phillip,
Oh.
Black Phillip.
Mika, if
Black
you're listening,
Pink.
please kill me and put it in one of your films.
Twice.
and twice.
Yeah.
Put it in there twice.
Oh, you mean put it in the movie twice?
Yes,
Or
put it in the
are
movie
you
twice.
inviting-
Nope,
JC.
just
Do you think JC listens to us?
JC in
Jason
the
Queeber?
John Carpenter.
in
Oh.
the NT, the New Testament.
Do you believe in an
Life
Ithwi
After
blood
Love?
drink?
I believe
I believe in an Ithwi blood twink. So yeah,
I don't
as you
know.
can tell, we love this movie.
No, we're talking about The Shining. Let's take it back to the beginning.
Yeah,
So it's
let's start over. This one's trash. Throw it out. Start over.
But fuck this whole shit up.
But fuck this
So-
whole shit up.
So Jack is getting interviewed, and does he take this job?
Well, he's
no,
from-
he
he's
doesn't.
from,
Because in another
Vermont.
dimension, he doesn't. He stays in Vermont.
He's from
and he
Vermont.
continues to pull his children's arms out of their shoulder sockets.
Until he raises an army of shirtless children with no arms.
Yeah, and the Metalocalypse. Wait, what?
There are tits in this movie.
There's so many tits in this movie. There's at least 2 different sets of tits. in
Yeah,
this
there
movie.
are tits. The Tub Girl tits.
Oh my God! Google
2
Tub
different
Girl.
sets
if
of
you
Tub Girl.
haven't-
T-Tub Girl tits.
If you haven't seen tits, Google Tub Girl.
Or take your shirt off.
That's some of the worst advice that I've ever heard.
Stop. For real though, let's talk about the fucking setting. Honestly, the hotel is
In Oregon?
absolutely fucking,
Yeah.
absolutely fucking gorgeous. And I cannot. This scene where she
You
comes
can't
in.
discern what scene?
No, hold on. I'm actually trying to talk about the movie. All right, yeah, it's when she comes in, when Shelley Duvall comes into the grand ballroom, and that's when she discovers his typewriter with all the sheets that say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Doughboy. Dull boy.
Doughboy.
Dope,
I
fresh.
fucking love this. It seems so
It's a perfect scene.
simple on paper, but in the movie, she's going through so much fucking paper. And it's typewriter. Like, someone typed all of this out and just...
In real life, physically.
In real life, physically, but also just imagining Jack's character
For months.
doing that for hours and weeks and months is terrifying.
Oh, it's so fucking scary. You know,
If I'm
you're
in here,
so
don't fucking come in here.
Yeah,
It's
this is
Hear me typing or not.
this is after conversations like that, which apparently made Jack Nicholson emotional in real life, because he had conversations like that, with loved ones that were just like him in the movie.
Ow.
But that, it goes on for so long, but honestly, it's like harrowing the whole time of her going through this. I don't know what. There's a name for it, but if I went to Staples and I said I want one of those little mesh trays that holds paper, I don't know where they
Paper
would
tray.
take me.
Yeah, that's
Probably
what you
to
call
the
it.
paper tray alley.
Alley. Paper tray alley. We can't sell them on the floor. You got to go to the back alley to get these guys. They're illegal.
If
You
you want
see
the
Henry
good
in a yellow poncho, you've went too far.
if you want the good shit. No, but from like a
Put
behind
it
the
in my
scenes
outbox.
standpoint, like a human being typed all of that out with such precision to show imprecision, which is not a word. I don't think.
Honestly, they hired a typist, and that's her job.
You know what I mean? But that's crazy.
I'm just saying, but yes,
but it's
but
like hundreds of pages of that, and it's like
formatted differently and all
exactly.
that. Sure.
It's not just the same thing, and I love how
But
there'll
also,
be
like,
pages of it, and then it'll be like indented in the middle, like it's a conversation.
True, but like
and,
this
like,
is
that
before
kinda shit.
computers, and that's what literally what people
What?
did. Literally what people did, and I don't mean to discredit it, but like it's not nearly as impressive as it would be now. It's not like you're Woody Allen trying to detract by what a piece of shit you are by typing things on a typewriter. You're Stanley Kubrick detracting what piece of shit you are by typing things on a typewriter.
If I took a month and told you guys, I was like, "Oh, I'm working on this project,"
if you could
and I
type
handed in
150
300
words
pages of the same phrase over and over.
yeah,
with all
no.
these mistakes,
The
you guys would
actual
be
visual
like,
of
"What the
it
fuck?"
is amazing. But I'm saying like the physicality of somebody having to make that as a prop for a film is someone that types 150 words a minute, and that's what they do.
Yeah, but they still had to like do it correct, even though it was incorrect. You know what I mean?
No, they got parameters from someone just like anybody else, and they were told to type that, and they did it.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Michael knows what I mean. He's got something to say.
Well, I know that somebody had to write it out, and I wouldn't want to do it on a typewriter. But
I can see a handprint on my thigh. Thank you, Bill.
I don't think Bill touched you, man.
Look at that.
That's not Bill's hand.
That's definitely Bill's big, flabby hand.
What about the second one on the other thigh right now? It's getting deeper. What the fuck is going on
I
in
think
this?
I'm getting ghost raped.
Are we in the Wiz Khalifa hotel still?
We're in the Burj Khalifa Wiz Khalifa hotel.
Because, we can smoke weed here?
We can. It's haram technically, but we're Westerners, so it's kind of forgiven.
Who the fuck is Haram? Has he got a bag on him?
He was a gorilla that was murdered in 2016 or whatever.
The Burj Khalifa is there's a Wiz Khalifa concert in Cincinnati featuring Haram?
I don't know what you're talking about, but yes.
That's sick. We're going to be there?
We are there now.
Okay, well, what do you rate this film?
I'd give it a 1,408 points out of 2,000.
Fuck, that's pretty good.
I don't know. Are we really good? Are we doing this? Are we doing this right now?
Yeah.
Solid 80.
Yeah?
Yeah, honestly, it's a good film. I'm going to watch it again. I've seen it before. This movie's too long. There's a lot of stuff I would cut out of it, could be cut out of it, and would have just been as effective. I think that Jack Nicholson is fantastic. Danny as Danny Torrance is fantastic. Winifred as Wendy is fantastic.
Is she a Winnie or a Freddy?
Winifred or Windy. That's the best one. We got dried plums, dried apricots, dried grapes, dried raisins, dried prunes, dried milk.
You gotta keep yourself regular.
Gotta keep yourself regular. Doc Halloran, Scatman Crothers. Wow. Honestly, great. One of my favorite scenes in this film is him coming to like the epiphany of Danny Torrance trying to converse with him over millions of miles or hundreds of miles, really. That is really good. The score and sound editing is fantastic. The blood, the sound of Danny riding his bike over the
Hardwood and
carpets and the
carpet.
hardwood
Yeah.
floor. There's a lot to love about this movie, and still, it's too fucking long. And it's hard to empathize with Jack Torrance as he's depicted in the film because we're from a different time, and the dude is a fucking scumbag and creepy from the start. He's a piece of garbage. He's been sober 5 months. He abuses his child and his wife. He moved them out of nowhere. Like she has.
He got fired from his job.
Fired from his job. He has no. They have no say in their like autonomy or their life.
He doesn't tell them about the
he doesn't tell about the
story,
murder
right? Yeah.
and just everything about this. Like he's a villain from the very beginning.
He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. And maybe if I saw this film and I was 30 at the time when it came out, I would have a different opinion of it. But I wasn't, and I don't. And despite this film taking place in its own personal timeline continuum, space-time bubble, and the fact that I visited that through my closet despite trying to get to Aslan and just make peace with the creator and Mr. Tomness, I just can't really give it anything higher than an 80. And that's where we stand.
That does make sense when
The
you
royal we.
when you put it like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Don't include. Fuck me.
Well, I'm not
Fucking A.
including you or Bill. I wouldn't do that when I say like we love this movie, blah 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 blah, and like.
I mean, you include both of us when we're recording this.
royal we, me, the king, and I.
The royal we, dude.
So, Bill, what did you think of this movie?
I fucking love this movie. I mean, if you listen to this episode, I think you know that already.
Because you live with him.
Yeah.
With who?
With you. Because
your
you're
heart.
named Kaya.
Oh, Andrew.
What?
God.
Did I miss a bit?
Yeah. No. If you've
You
made it
listen
to this
so you're
podcast
Kaya.
Oh, then you are Kaya.
and you
Yes.
know how much you like this movie.
Kaya.
Kaya. No, Kaya.
Kaya. Kaya. What?
Mother Kaya.
I'm sorry, was
Mother
I too
Kaya.
rough on you?
No.
You want it harder?
Yeah.
That
No,
didn't
hit me in
seem
the face.
hard.
Um,
Nobody told me they were using cock lard.
I mean, you guys know me. This.
Yeah, we know you. You got shit
Um,
taste
I'm the smart one. I know the most about film. I studied film.
in filmography school.
And I studied filmography. I'm a philosophy major.
He's a philosophy major.
You're the son of Frank Arthur.
And Pierce Brosnan.
I'm the son of Frank Arthur, and
Pierce Brosnan.
this movie is. I mean, obviously, this is an opinion, but it's my opinion, and that's all that matters to me. This movie is not only prerequisite for horror movie viewing, it is just fucking movie viewing. If you think you like movies, you have to watch
You're
this
fucking
movie.
wrong.
You're fucking wrong,
Because
first
you're on
of
the
all.
podcast.
Because you haven't seen shit, let me tell you. Let me go back. You just wait until 13th Elm. It's going to be first in Bilm.
We're going to win a Tony.
It's going to be first in Bilm.
That's
And we're
because
going to be watching a
your
lot
name
of...
is Bill.
Yeah.
We're going to be watching a lot of really fucked up hour-long movies that we're all going to love. Spoiler.
Because you're impersonating us?
No, this movie is absolutely fucking fantastic. I'm obviously setting aside the fact that the director was a piece of shit. You know me, I'm a piece of shit. So when director's a piece of shit, I'm going to put that to the side. You put that to the side. I mean, you have to. I mean, Cannibal Holocaust is one of the best horror movies ever
Boo.
made, and he's a piece of absolute garbage. And Kubrick is a piece of shit too. This is one of the best movies ever made. Not only one of the best horror movies ever made. I would say on average, I watch this movie once a year. I think that will probably continue until I see a zombie or a ghost.
Kill yourself.
With that being said, I can't. I mean, with a clear conscience, I can't give this movie less than a 93. This is The Shining. I'll never forget my first viewing. I'll never forget my last. And I will always give it another one. And everyone
93.
has something else to offer. Stanley Kubrick, The Shining, 93.
Wow. I don't think you could have said that more succinctly.
Maybe more soberly.
What?
I really like this film as well. I think that it is almost a perfect film, if such a thing exists. And a lot of that is just because of my personal relationship to it, some nostalgia. A lot of it is the performance, the sound editing, everything we talked about. We can all agree that the cast and crew came together to make a beautiful film, and the means in which were used to obtain that may remain shrouded in controversy. I'm not going to speak too much on that because it seems to distract from the point, and the point here is the movie. It's pretty fucking good, man. I think that every frame serves a purpose. I think the time and the pacing is perfect. I think that it makes you feel a certain way that I'm only understanding more and more as I gain maturity and experience. This is a movie that I was familiarized with. Like, I don't know, I watched so many horror movies very early on, and it's not that I regret doing that because I was scared or anything. It's almost the opposite. It's like desensitized. It's like I wish I would have seen this one later and had a more comprehensive understanding of what was happening with the characters and their minds.
I feel that way about so many films.
You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
like
I do.
I watched it when I was a fucking child, and the world didn't have gravity. Like, I knew the stories before I understood the plight of the characters, and now that
Exactly.
I'm living more
and that's
life,
the bulk of this.
dude. So it's a gift that keeps on giving. I wasn't able to purchase this or like rent it or find it streaming, so I just purchased it, gave Uncle Jeff some more fucking money. But I
Shout
did it
out,
without a hesitation. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just have a digital copy of that on 4K for the rest of my life, or until somebody
The rest of your Prime
loses it.
subscription.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because I love that movie, and I give it a 92.
Oh, you had to go 1 point below.
Had
you,
to.
You go 1 point above me.
It's Price is Right rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you, Bob Barker,
What
go
was
1
the
point
score?
below
Bob
you?
Barker.
Bob Barker, I give him 100.
What about Drew Carey?
Did I
Drew
win?
Carey, I give him a 70.
Wait, it doesn't matter. He already gave Bob Barker 100. Let me talk about that. I win.
No, I was rating Bob Barker, not the movie.
It's a 100 and he gets 100. I
And
win.
they win.
Yeah.
And with that, all I do is win.
My what?
Thank you, Elmer.
Wait a sec. Wait a fucking second. Hold the fuck.
Hold the fucking phone.
Turn off. Hold on.
Dial the operator.
Turn
We
off
ain't
the
done
voicemail.
yet.
Turn off the voicemail. 'Cause
Turn
the
the
callers
voicemail
are coming
off.
in and we can't
The
have
callers are
time.
coming from inside the house.
Oh,
The callers are coming from inside the house?
holy shit. Can someone
How did we not
please
fucking
come
do that earlier?
Insult me and kill
I
me.
didn't say it yet.
Dude. I think you're into being,
Dude.
like, just watched and insulted passively.
I am.
Mostly ignored.
If someone called me on the phone and just said a bunch of really insulting,
If
sexy
somebody
things,
called
and
you on the
hung
phone
up,
and said,
I'd
I'm
be
going
like,
to eat you and lick your
I'd be like,
pussy,
okay,
Bill.
I hate you, but like, keep in touch.
But like, yo, I hate you, but like, what's up? Like, what that dick do? Yeah, we all like being humiliated. Whatever.
Let's go past all that, guys. I
Start at the
mean,
beginning of the film.
let's bring it back to so the
Driving through British
opening-
Columbia.
The opening in the film. No, we're not doing that.
What are we doing?
What I want to do is say that. Don't laugh. Why are you laughing?
Sorry.
All I want to say is, this podcast has been so much fucking fun and such a light in my life, and I don't have a lot of things to look forward to, and I always look forward to doing this podcast with you guys. And this is our second to last episode. We're gonna do a watch along next week, which is gonna be coherent and clear.
Much like
and
this one. Even
so much
crazier.
better.
I'm
And
nervous for next week.
So much better for this one. We're gonna be
We're gonna get some boneritas.
sober. We're gonna be sober and ready to focus. But for real, this has been so much fun, and I brought this up as a joke like 2 years ago. I was like, "What if we had a podcast?"
Yeah.
Woke up to about a dozen texts from both of you guys with some really fucking creative podcast names that I was like, damn, I wasn't even serious about starting a podcast, and like these guys have names that are good. And I don't know, do you remember who came up with 13th and Elm? Do you remember?
I don't, but would you
It
ever
was
get
one
that?
of you. It wasn't fucking me.
It might have been a group effort.
Yeah,
It
we
was
all
one-
did.
by a group, it was you two. It definitely was not me, because I made a joke about it, and then you guys came at me.
Honestly, Google that.
And I was like, oh,
search that shit
fuck,
in your
Google
fucking,
that.
Google it. Search that shit in your text message if you really want to know. But honestly, like, it's such a good name. Would you consider getting tattooed on you?
Fucking no, I'm not fucking.
Yeah, that's
no,
a fucking dumb idea.
No, absolutely not. All my tattoos have a really special meaning to me.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you don't know that, then you just don't know me.
Definitely don't put it anywhere visible.
Yeah. And definitely put it in English.
It definitely add like religious iconography to it.
We love fucking religion over here at 13th. And
Honestly, I kind of do.
you love religion?
I mean,
It gives us something to talk about.
I like mythology.
I say umbrella.
I like
guess.
war.
Can't have one.
No, I
without
like
the other.
Gwar. I like Gwar.
You
I
like
like
Gwar.
odorous.
I fucking love Gwar, dude.
Dude, it's so good.
So much fucking fun.
But no, Bill, like, honestly, this podcast has been fantastic, and I feel like it's grown our friendship a lot, both as individuals and as a triad in so many ways. And it's been, again, like a date to look forward to and a date to commiserate and share something we love or hate or both.
It just are subjecting the other two to.
Just subject the other two.
I
and,
agree.
And to eat and be merry and the fact that anyone else ever is interested in listening to our dumb fucking opinions is also just like bonus. So thank you, all of you Elmers, Kaya, and others.
Kaya and Andrew, thank
Kaya
you.
and Andrew, you guys are great.
Not only were they Elmers,
I
they were
agree.
also co-hosts.
Co-hosts.
They were on the
They were
series.
co-hosts. Thank you so much.
Co-hosters.
They flew
And-
out
on
flew
their
out
on
on
their
their
dime.
dime.
God.
to
And
be a part of this bullshit.
And I don't know for sure, but for the last watch along,
You're gonna
I'm
do a bunch of
pretty
cocaine.
Sure Kaya is going to be present.
and accounted.
She is going to be
She's gonna
potentially
be there.
even allowed to speak.
She's gonna be there. She's gonna be there.
She's gonna
She
be
has
there.
permission to grab the mic out of my hands and say some
She's
shit.
gonna spit some hot bars.
So if you hear a voice,
I think we're gonna set up the karaoke machine.
If you hear a voice of clarity and reason next episode,
It's not us.
Not us. I mean, fucking A.
What are we watching
man.
next week, Bill?
I mean,
What
fuck.
is
Oh,
the fucking
are we talking about
watch
that?
a fuck along?
I was gonna talk about. I'm obviously drunk because I was about to start talking about how Rob fucking hated me when we first met, and now we're like,
I feel like I hate most people when
You
we
should
first meet.
record all of this.
Rob,
Yeah.
when we first met, and you told me to never talk to you or be around you.
My exact words. I can't believe you remember them from so many years ago. But please continue.
I took that as a challenge, and I was like, I'm gonna find
I'm
out
gonna
what
make
this
him
guy.
love me.
And I
That's hot.
fucking hate fucking horror movies, but I found out Rob will love some, and I just did my homework.
Just years. You've watched thousands of movies to impress me, and I'm so grateful.
You really just need to watch like the same 7 vampire movies.
Whoa. Okay. That's honestly
If you would have watched
slander.
Fright Night,
Guys, you like vampire movies?
How many vampire movies have we watched on this pod? More than 7.
yes,
many
but if
pigs
there would have
have you
been
had?
7 that you would have, if
The
you would have,
Holy Trinity.
if you would have gotten the perfect 7,
the Holy
9.
The Holy
9.
Septimity.
Oh,
September.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. Fright Night.
Bram
Let the Right One In.
Bram
Thirst. Only Love Yourself Alive.
Stoker's
Lost
Slayer
Boys
of the White Worm.
and John Carpenter's Vampires.
John
What about
Carpenter.
them? Are you just naming movies?
Those
I
are his-
named the
that's-
7 holy vampire movies.
And if you watch those
okay.
7, you get the key to Rob's heart. Like if those are the only 7 horror movies you've seen, but you've seen those 7 and they're
And you got a
Fuck.
big dick and you're gay and you can cook.
yeah.
Oh fuck! I got.
Oh, wait a
I
minute.
got one of the 3.
I've watched all
You're
of those
pretty good
movies
cook,
with you. What if that was the thing? Like how you
Which thing?
you're like, oh yeah, it's like the fucking Infinity Stones. Like he's got us watching these holy 7 fucking vampire
And then you
movies,
fucking
and he's
fist me
been
with a
teaching
gauntlet?
us how to cook over the course of this podcast. He's like, yeah, every fucking Friday you just cook meals, and we're gonna watch these movies until you have fucking Rocky Horror man out of it. Holy shit! You just turned into a frog. It's after midnight.
Hey, I mean that's.
Get me wet.
That's kind of how it.
Don't tap me with a good time.
I mean that's kind of fucking how it started.
It kind of is.
Should we talk about how 13th and Elm was born?
We should get into that.
I mean, we haven't wasted enough fucking time, right?
I mean, remember
If we're an
what-
hour shy of the Midsummer episode,
What movie did we watch first and text about?
well,
the very first
hold
movie
on.
that we all watched
Well-
as a group and texted about together was A Bay of Blood.
Okay, but hold on a second. So
We're holding.
hold.
Also, that's some super heady fucking like obviously pretentious
Dumbass, shallow
horror
horse
shit.
shit.
So it was a Bill pick.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I moved to Colorado with not shit except for what I could fit in my Jetta.
And your jeans, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and a couple inches in there. And I walked into a liquor store, and that's where I used to work, and I loved beer, and I saw shit was tight, and I was like, hire me, motherfucker. And they were like, please just show up and work. And I said, wow, I mean, easy. And I did that, and I met Rob through that work. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob. And it took a little bit. I mean, it took a little bit
Took a
for
little
us
bit.
to get to know each other.
We're
I
really
mean, we were
friends.
we were strangers. You
Work
had,
acquaintances.
you had been here. You had been here for a while. I was brand new, and I mean, it was in an environment with high turnover. Like most people
Yeah.
that worked there for not very long. I worked there for like 2.5
Yeah,
years.
literally everybody that was worth a shit got better jobs, and everyone that wasn't worth a shit eventually quit or got fired. You know what I mean? And you were the former.
No, because if that was true, then you would be gone. And you
Well,
are,
I'm
and
going
obviously-
now.
But anyway, I don't remember exactly how it came up, but we formed a bond off of beer, and I feel like just
I think you
knowing
told me
how
to watch Green
stupid-
Room. That was like the first
I mean-
recommendation that I put off for a year,
a year,
at least a year.
2.5 years at least. I was begging you to watch Green Room. But it was very obvious that I cared about beer and you cared about beer, and that was not common at the store at the time. So we formed a bond because of that, and horror became a subject of that. And then I got very into beer and got into this even fucking worse crowd that's just like old and like gross. Their hair long and drinks beer, and it's weird, and it's like they fucking hang out outside of bars and
Play
drink beer,
fantasy football.
which was like fucking honestly insane to me. I was like, hold on. I was like, people get together just to drink different beer, which is what a beer share is. And now that's just like a common occurrence to me. And that's how I met Michael. And I don't remember the very first conversation, but it involved the discussion of a horror movie that you brought up, and that most people were probably like fuck that, like that's gross or weird or whatever. And I was
Human
like, I don't
centipede.
understand that. And you were like
Maybe, I don't know.
the
it's something
same way, but I remember just being locked in with you, that there was like a decent amount of people at the table, and it was just me and you locking
Just
eyes.
kissing.
And we were just
Hard.
kissing and talking about.
Honestly, I think it was Ichi. Now that I think about it.
Ichi. It might have been Ichi. But there's something that we just talked about, and I was like, oh, wait, this guy actually knows, like, fucked up movies, and I'm into that. And then I went to this weird phase where I'm watching movies with Rob at the same time, pressing play, and the same time I'm doing it with Michael.
It was
And I'm
COVID.
like...
Yeah,
and
we're
I'm
all in
talking Rob.
quarantine lockdown.
Yeah, and I'm talking to Rob, and I know Rob first. I'm like, hey, I've got, I met this other buddy through like drinking beer. Like he's like a smart, cool dude. He's into horror too. Like, you mind if I throw us into a group chat and we watch horror movies together? And you guys were like, go for it. So boom, I started a group chat, and it's all three of us, and
now we're married.
We start watching movies together, and that turned
Fuck,
into
now we have
a
matching
fucking-
tattoos. We're married and moving across the country together.
Yeah, I mean, most of that is true.
All of it exists
All of it's
somewhere on
true.
paper.
Yeah, yes. But yeah, that randomly turned into a podcast that we all now have fucking tattoos for.
66
But
episodes.
Holy shit, that's no way.
But that was so
We've
much.
done like over 100 fucking movies on this show, dude. On this podcast,
more
whatever.
than
It's like,
that.
yeah.
That was
We've
so
done
much.
62 just in a month called October.
That's crazy.
So like 120 episodes or 120 movies recorded.
Recorded.
And uploaded.
And and honestly, for me, like, there's a lot of anxiety in not knowing about like actually starting the podcast. I mean, I can't even imagine going back to the first ones. I was so
They're rough.
scared to even
You couldn't even get through the intros.
talk on the mic or get to the intros. But like, it was even so weird. Just like bridging you both, because it was like,
It was hard.
Hey,
Like,
you
were
wanna
sticking
watch-
your dick in my mouth and his mouth and
It was
my
like-
mouth.
it was like, hey, you want to watch this horror movie? Me and my other buddy are watching it. You want to go in the same group chat? We'll all fucking watch it and talk about it at the same time. And that's how you guys met, was through a
That
group
was
chat.
yeah. It was literally. I
No,
mean, like
we'd
probably
ran
just
each other's
seen
paths a
each other
couple times.
before.
Like,
on
yeah,
Snap.
yeah,
but it was like talking about
Housewarming
like
party.
fucking dicks and dead kids and blood and like
yeah.
Horror movie 13th and Elm themes.
Yeah.
And like we had a rough start because we're doing Joe Bob's on Friday nights as our
Yes.
unit. And so like some of those
Yes.
first movies that I was
Yeah.
watching with like you and
'Cause
Rob were
that's
like
what you got me into, was
Fried
Joe Bob.
Berry and fucking like the Spookies and like shit like that were
Yeah.
just like not very good movies. You're like
'Cause
Ghoulies. It was fun. They're
You
fun.
introduced me to Joe Bob,
Yeah.
which I came to Rob about, and I was like,
I
yo, have
hate
you
it.
ever heard of Joe Bob? Like, like there's this dude at these, beer shares that's actually pretty cool, and he likes horror, and he's talking about Joe Bob. You want to watch it? And we did like the first one separately, and then the second one I was like,
we gotta get it.
can
on
I
this.
just put you guys in the same fucking chat? Because I'm
Chat with two of
texting
you?
you both. I'm texting you both about the same shit, and I'm like, let's get this together. And then I get fucked up off of legal substances, and I'm like, yo, we have like great banter, like we're fucking funny. And then I fall asleep, and I wake up to 100 texts that
It
are
was
like,
probably like 20
we're
or 30,
starting.
yeah.
We're starting a podcast. This is what it's called. And you guys had so many good fucking names. I was like, oh my god. And you guys landed on 13th and Elm, but there is so many good ones. And I was just like, fuck. I mean, I remember talking to Kai. I was like, I think I might be doing a podcast now. Like, I don't
was
really
COVID.
know.
We were
I
all
was like,
doing
I don't
podcasts.
know what that means, but
We never quite figured it out either.
Yeah, then we bought mics. and did it anyway.
Yeah, mixing boards. We took photographs. We have fucking cousin. We have a graphic artist, and we flown around this fucking world.
Shout
We have
out Kaya.
tattoos.
That's permanent.
We have tattoos. This shit is literally permanent. Michael's looking at his in
Yeah,
despair.
no, I love it.
Did
That
we
shit's
all rate?
loud as fuck.
Did we all rate it already?
We did.
Yeah, you gave it a 33.
What's our watch along?
I gave it a 93.
Yeah.
So after this, guys, come on. I know. I mean, the GoFundMe has gone crazy. I think we hit like 4 or 5 million, but we're still stopping.
Yeah, we're gonna stop.
I think we're at 5. We asked for 5,000 and we got 10 million. We're gonna end the show, and no, you cannot get your money back. We have one more episode coming up, and it's a watch along.
We love watch alongs. We've only done one watch along before, and it turned out beautifully.
It was pretty concise and quick.
Imagine a watch along where. Imagine the first one, and imagine one where it's the last fucking episode, so we give even less shits. It's gonna be crazy.
Which is more
folks.
ourselves and
It's
unfiltered.
gonna be crazy. What are we watching?
What are we watching? Because I don't
For the
remember. To be
watch-along.
totally honest.
I think Michael is the one that picked it. We all agreed, but do you want to say it? Because like it's a great fucking pick and
Almost Famous.
amazing idea. No.
Well, this whole fucking thing's been a joke, right?
Yeah.
And we're
Well,
we're pretty aware
yes.
of that.
Yes.
I mean, we're just gonna watch it. We're gonna watch the quintessential fucking scary movie.
Oh,
We're gonna watch Scary Movie. Because we're not going to give a shit, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to laugh. And some of us might fuck around and find out what a pint of vodka tastes like. Bill, any thoughts what that might taste like?
People are gonna fuck around and find out because
Tastes like Monster.
Scary Movie is so fucking funny. I have a tattoo because of it.
It doesn't seem
And-
like a high bar these days now.
Honestly, it's such a
Yeah, you got some pretty dumb tattoos.
it's such a great fucking way to put a cap on the podcast.
Scary Movie
because
Podcast.
It's a parody of a lot of very well-known horror movies that we've covered this, or if you've listened to this,
I haven't
like
seen it in years, honestly.
Oh my
probably
God.
it's
10,
so
10,
fucking
15 years.
It's so goddamn fucking funny. It's insane.
Yeah, we have a tattoo of it. Of course you like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like a horror movie comedy like this. As
It's
a
like a scary
comedy
movie
film,
comedy.
It's absolutely fucking genius.
You can tell the Wayans brothers are big horror movie fans.
Yes.
Yes, which is oh my god, love them. Shout out to the Wayans. If any of you guys are listening,
There's
two
so
of you-
many
all
of
12 of you, if
Any
you're
two of
listening.
I just
Any
watched
two of
White
you.
Chicks the other night. It's so goddamn.
Terry
fucking
Crews is great in
stupid,
that.
Fucking funny. It's grab my boots because I'm about to go skiing
But yeah, we're gonna watch Scary Movie with you guys.
with you guys.
With
The Elmies.
you guys.
The Elmers.
The Elmies are
Please watch it with
favorite,
us.
Our children,
Watch it.
darlings, my babies.
Watch it
I'm
with us.
writing a letter to Daddy. His address is heaven above.
Here comes jogging his pecker in his hand. He's a wooden ball man. He's off to the
rodeo.
Bird bath.
Fucking jerk.
You pissed me off.
Bird bath. But yeah, I mean, if you,
Can you whistle the Gremlins theme?
I don't think you can whistle
I don't
at
know.
all.
I can't remember. I don't know. I can't whistle. How do you know that? It's come up.
It's come up. Yeah, I'm the only one that can
Yeah,
whistle
he's the
somehow,
only
which
one
is
that can whistle.
insane to
Which
me.
is weird 'cause I'm pretty good with my tongue. But
Like a whistle, like a whistle.
whistle pig. I think we've done enough.
We've done enough tonight. But I will say good night to Uni Imneong. I love you so much. Like, seriously.
Good night,
Yeah.
Josh.
Good
No.
night to Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Good night, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Honestly, they can all get fucked.
They can all get fucked. Good night.
Good night.
Tune in next week for the last episode where we do a watch along a scary movie.
Yeah. Pull up with us, watch two films.